Hey friends, we got some big updates out there that we need to talk about. Cuba has just gone from bad to worse. Their power outage has not been solved. It's day 4 now, and now it's gotten a whole lot worse. So the situation there is degrading by the day, by the hour, and it doesn't look like it's going to be changed anytime soon. So that's really bad news. We're also going to be covering a bunch of kind of politically charged things out there. They shouldn't be politically charged, but we got a number of reports coming from you guys about what is really going on out there on the ground with voter intimidation. Some of the ads that are coming out there that are really, really suspect that you need to be hearing about. You heard it first from this channel. I haven't heard about this from anyone else, how shady a bunch of these ads are now becoming. Also, Democrats under investigation for money laundering, foreign financial contributions. Yeah. Big ones, big ones. And we also have a big waffle recall that we need to bring to your attention. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. And these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over the world about what's going on out there, what's happening in your states, what's happening in your locations. Please do keep your reports flowing in. Use the word update somewhere in your comment just to make sure it gets to the right place. And let us know roughly where you are if it's relevant to your comment. Also, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts. If you have an IRA, 401k, if you're in Canada and you want to get out of investing in these companies, they're supporting politics and politicians that you do not agree with at all, you can do that. You can get out of politics completely and get into gold, silver, platinum, physical metals in a vault that are going to be reserved for you. When you take distribution, you get them straight into your pocket. You don't get dollars, you don't get Canadian dollars, you just get the metals. There'll be a link at the end of the video for you to find out more. All right, the situation in Cuba is grave as we've entered day 4 with no power for pretty much most of the country. And this has just gotten worse because Hurricane Oscar has started hitting the eastern side of Cuba, and it's going to be walking its way across Cuba, it looks like. So no power, and then they're getting hit by a hurricane on top of that. How are they going to respond to the hurricane if they don't have power to restore? This is not looking good. The crisis in Cuba is very real, and the people have already are on edge with hunger. They don't have the supplies. They don't have the option of stocking up. The situation in Cuba is very, very bad before these crises happen. So if you're praying, please be praying for them as well. Moving over to the United States to a different kind of deplorable. Congress has widened its probe in Democratic fundraising, seeking bank documents on possible foreign funding. This is related to the Act Blue fundraising scheme that the Democrats have been running for a number of years. A number of investigations have revealed that people that made a $20 contribution or a $5 contribution, they were solicited, just send in $5. Well, when you look at the actual documents, you see that they've actually donated $20,000 or more. And when they're asked in person, like, why did you give such a large sum, or did you give such a large sum? They're like, no, I just gave $5. And yet they're using these people as basically mules to push in lots and lots of large donations under the thresholds. So they're taking large donations, then splitting them up into many smaller donations and using people who gave a little bit to basically give a lot. And obviously that's in violation of campaign finance laws, not to mention it's shielding who are these large donations coming from. Are they coming from American citizens in the best case? Or are these large corporations in a slightly worse case? Or are these foreign governments in the worst case? And if that's the case, this is serious stuff. So this investigation is going on. 60 Minutes has finally responded to them being caught red-handed editing the Harris interview. So, how do they respond? They've been asked to release the full transcript so that people can see at least what they edited. Has the transcript been released? No. Have they issued an apology for editing the video? No. Have they provided some extenuating circumstances of why they did this? No. Did they attack Trump? Yes. And double yes. Yes, they did. This is somehow Trump's fault for editing, for 60 minutes editing a Harris interview. It's Trump's fault. So apparently everything is Trump's fault, no matter what, under any circumstances. Classy, guys. Very classy. Radical Stacker. There are other reports here too, but we're kind of going right through these political ones here because they're very important. But Radical Stacker says Democratic solicitors are now going door to door of Democratic voters, making sure they are voting for Special K. They're going up to Democratic voters, knocking on their door, and then making sure that they're voting for Special K this year. My friend's wife was like, it's none of your business who I'm voting for. Then they asked again, saying, is there anything we can tell you to sway your vote towards Democrat? And then they said, please vote for Special K. And we're seeing a bunch of this out there. They're talking about, I've seen this in the conversations, how they're messaging to, white males and stuff like that. How are they messing up young white males' messaging? And I remember one person kind of pointed out, it's like, you should stop asking yourself, how are you packaging and messaging to them? And start asking yourself the question of why your platform is unattractive to them. Why are your values misaligned with this group? And I think that's the same thing here too. It's just kind of like, well, is there anything we could say? Well, I mean, what if your candidate is just not representing me and my values? Like, what do you mean, what is there you could say? You want me to feel good about it? I mean, even though it's not necessarily good for me? That's just kind of shady stuff. It's like, can we explain something to you? Do you have questions? I get those kind of things, but is there anything we could say to make you? I don't know. That rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Gigi Prepares says the same ad about voting is playing in Michigan. We talked about this ad that was playing, that basically was kind of threatening people that how you vote will be seen by others, and so you need to be careful how you do this. But they think this is the same ad. It says after November 5th, your record will be your record will be updated, and friends and family can see how many times you voted in elections. It is written to attempt to intimidate and deceive you, but you must listen to the entire ad for it to not be deceiving. I don't know. Is that voter intimidation, friends? Playing that in democratically controlled areas where you're basically telling them that if they don't vote the right way, everyone will know and will take it out on them. That kind of sounds like voter intimidation to me. I don't care if you are putting in the correct words in the fine print after the ad or whatever, but the simple fact is like that's not cool. That's not cool. And then this is true. Ultra MAGA Patriot. I don't think there's any question as to which way you're voting this time around, I guess. But did you hear about what's going on in Michigan with the ballots and registered voters? They're saying that there are over 500,000 more voters than there are registered voters. Okay, now, and they won't purge the non-valid voters until after the election. Michigan is so corrupt. Okay, so what's actually happening here is basically there's the voters on the rolls, right? If they move away, if they perish, they don't necessarily get swept off the rolls, especially people who move. It's up to the voters to tell the place where they're from that they shouldn't be on the voter roll over there anymore. This hasn't happened. And so the actual people who are able to vote in Michigan is 500,000 less than the people actually registered to vote. So you say, well, that just sounds like it's just open door for corruption. And yeah, that's basically it. And so basically they're not allowed to purge those names off the rolls because of democracy or something. You can go ask your democratically elected Democrats, and they can maybe try to explain to you with a word salad. Maybe. A-Town says frozen waffle in a much nicer update here, just about listeria and possible death over waffles. Frozen waffle listeria recall just announced. Over 500 varieties of frozen waffles. So if you've gotten frozen waffles recently, you need to listen up. The recalled products were sold in the United States and Canada at a variety of grocery stores, including Aldi, under the Breakfast Best brand, Dollar General under Clover Valley brand, Food Lion, Giant Eagle, Hannaford, Harris Teeter, H-E-B, Price Chopper, Publix, Schnucks, Southeastern Grocers, Target, Tops, and Walmart. That includes the Great Value brand. Also, Foothold, Kodiak Cakes, and Simple Truth brand waffles may also be contaminated. So, unless you paid top dollar out there for some really great waffles, yours may be contaminated. So do check to see if they are covered under the recall. Go on the FDA website and look it up. Or just throw away your stuff, or you can just take your waffles back to your store and get a refund. Make sure you get a refund, though. Don't just throw stuff out, right? Susan says, update from Cape Town, South Africa. Not so long ago, the 1 kilogram, this will be sort of a math problem, okay? Not so long ago, the 1 kilogram packs of McCain and Nature's frozen mixed vegetables, when they went on special, were 37 Rand. For 1 kilogram. Last week I wanted to buy a packet and they were on special for 39 Rand, which is more, right? When I picked it up, it was only 750 grams. So it weighed less, but cost more. Shrinkflation is alive and well in South Africa. Yes. Welcome to the world economy where we're all getting knocked up over the head with the same stuff, huh? Gary says, I noticed the other day that certain bottles of spices aren't being filled entirely. I went to pick up some curry spices at our local Harris Teeter and noticed that the one I picked up was just over a little over half full. The next one I picked up was filled all the way. Check your spices, everyone, when you grab them at your local grocer. Make sure you're getting your full money's worth. I know we're used to picking up our vegetables and our fruits and inspecting them, but you need to inspect all of your packages these days. And as sad as it may be today, it means picking up your cans and sloshing them a little bit. Because you may find a can that doesn't slosh quite as much as the other ones. I don't know all the ins and out of all this in this new world order, but you need to be inspecting any package that you can see into for, does it look okay? Hot Hands Jen, which I'm assuming refers to you being a masseuse. Otherwise, it means you're a thief, and we don't think so, right? Hot Hands Jen says, I have very concerning news. And this is another one of those tragic ones out there. My daughter needs to have a HIDA scan, H-I-D-A scan. The tech called my daughter today, October 18th, and told her that the nuclear medicine that they're using is having a shortage. Apparently, the tech said all 3 companies that make it in Europe are shut down for routine maintenance. She said this is very unusual. It has never happened before. Usually they keep one open. She also said that they will not reopen until November 11th. So my daughter may not be getting a scan before the end of the year. Not sure what to make of it, but it's very concerning that they have decided to shut them all down and cause huge shortages across the country. She said they have a little bit but are saving it for people who are in the hospital. So if you need a HIDA scan out there, be aware of that shortage. Babalu says, update, you can buy 24-hour insulin coolers online for travel and power cuts. So I looked into those a little bit, and it looks like they're basically like insulated pouches, and then you have like the frozen. They're basically like ice pops, but fancier looking. That you put in the freezer, they freeze, and then you stick them into this little carrying case, and then they keep the insulin cool inside the little case. So if you have insulin and you need that kind of thing, that's one option to look at. I'm not sure how useful that would be in a grid down situation, but perhaps it will be useful to you. It's good for travel. Apparently there's some that are certified for travel so that you can take them onto TSA and all that kind of stuff. So check into that if you use them for travel. If you use insulin, you probably already know about these things, but I didn't. So Great Lakes Cannery says, update, I received an email from Thrive Life telling me to dispose of the chicken products I purchased and that my money was being refunded. Check your preps. This Thrive Life is part of the Bruck Pack recall, the big processed meat recall, beef and chicken. So that is part of the recall we've already talked about, but we said that they sold their products to lots and lots of different companies. So those recalls are all kind of trickling out. This is from Idaho Prepper. My spouse, I anonymized this a little bit just to protect people who are reporting. My spouse is a senior executive at a hospital in Washington State. As of yesterday, they have a 14-day supply of IV bags, which is extremely low. They have cut off all elective surgeries at the hospital. My spouse said that they have a lot bigger supply there than other hospitals in the area. So that's more news out there about the IV. If you guys have updates that you'd like to share with the rest of the folks, make sure you use that word update somewhere in your comment and let us know what is going on in your area. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement plan, there's a link right there. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.